Hey there. So this is a video response to Screen Rant. They made a list recently of the Die Hard villains, ranking them. As you can see, I'm a big fan. Original movie poster just sitting on my floor, framed. I'm not a decorator. But this list, it just made me grumpy, and I feel the need to respond to it. So I just wanted to come over there real quick and show you the poster. Show you I'm a fan. Okay, because this list, as someone who loves Die Hard, loves the first four, my favorite movie franchise, and this list made me sad. I feel like the person doesn't even know the movies that well and made it. So I got grumpy. Let's make our own list. Quickly going over theirs. Number 9, they had the villain from a Good Day to Die Hard, the fifth one, and I agree. Anything in that movie is last on any list with Die Hard. I put off seeing that movie for 2 years after it came out because I knew I would hate it, and I did hate it. It sucks. Everything in that movie is last on any Die Hard list, except for worst Die Hard movies. Then it's first. Otherwise, that movie sucks. Agree with that one. Number 8, they have Thomas Gabriel from Live Free to Die Hard. I do not agree at all. He did a great job, I would say. Timothy Oliphant, he's the actor from Justified. I think a lot of people don't like Live Free or Die Hard because it kind of went from made the movies made it was an over the top movie, and it knew it was over the top, and I thought it was a lot of fun. But I feel like him being on this list as someone who's like an original Die Hard trilogy fan is like, ew, Live Free or Die Hard, ew, Justin Long. I don't think that's fair of Oliphant the villain. And the reason that list pissed me off more than him being 8 is number 7 above him is Eddie. In the original Die Hard, there was the henchman that stood at the front desk and had a fake American accent, and he was showing the cop Al Powell around, and he was watching the USC game. They ranked him above Thomas Gabriel, the doorman henchman, above the main villain from Live Free or Die Hard. And the guy says he got picked because he's an American, but he's not even an American because in the movie his accent slips a few times. At one point, he's like, "No trouble at all, officer," like very Britishy. So to rank a doorman henchman above the main villain of another good movie, nah, that's why the list pissed me off, honestly. They have Colonel William Stewart, number 6. Die Hard 2, let's pretend Die Hard 5 doesn't exist. Fuck it. Die Hard 2 is the worst movie of the franchise. The worst real Die Hard movie, we'll say. Not that it's bad, it's a weaker copy of the original. It's got sequelitis. We're gonna do everything in the first movie, but different, but it's still not as good. So Stewart 6, that's fair. Carl from the original Die Hard, the long hair 80s villain, 5. Carl's a good villain. He's not an amazing character, but he's strong, he's capable, he's threatening. For what the original Die Hard was, one man against an army of terrorists, Carl was good for that. 4 is Simon Gruber from from Die Hard: The Vengeance. I would rank him number 2. Simon says Jeremy Irons has a good performance, a great movie, a great switch up for Die Hard franchise. I like when movies transform, when they change. That's why I like 3 and 4. 3 is the buddy movie. They're taking on the city. 4 is the buddy movie. They're kind of taking on the world. It's a digital age movie. That's why I like that kind of stuff. 3, Maggie Q from Live Free or Die Hard. She was great in that. Not that her character was amazing or anything, but just her focus, her intensity, her capability of violence and action. Fucking awesome villain. Awesome character. Well, not an awesome character, an awesome villain. You know what I mean? Like a plot device, but she just didn't have a lot to do. Maggie Q's a good actress, but it was pretty much just be menacing and fuck shit up, and she did that great. So, Major Grant. This was another thing I had a problem with. Major Grant, number 2. He was Die Hard 2, the army major who you think's a good guy, but then he's a bad guy. What? Why number 2? Like, he didn't really do anything. It was kind of obvious, not obvious, but apparent that he wasn't helping too much. And I mean, Why? What's compelling about him? How is he more compelling than Thomas Gabriel? A corrupt major who's helping breaking out a general. How is he more compelling than a villain who sets up a digital terrorist attack on America to prove a point? No. And of course, Hans Gruber #1. That's not a question. One of the best movie villains of all time. He'd be on top of almost any list of movie villains because he's very compelling. He's charismatic. He's not evil. You know what I mean? He's not evil and I'm evil. I'm gonna blow up the world. He's like, yeah, I want some money. This is a good way to make some money. And great villain. So my list, Hans #1, no question. I would have Simon from Die Hard with a Vengeance #2. I would have Thomas Gabriel #3 from Live Free or Die Hard. Mai from Live Free or Die Hard, Maggie Q, #4. #5, Carl. I would put Carl #5. That's fair. Carl's 5th best villain. 6, I would put Theo, the black nerdy tech guy from the original. He had some charisma. He had a little bit of character, and he had a funny way he got defeated at the end of the movie. So I would put Theo 6. 7, I would put, I don't even know her name, the girl from Die Hard: The Vengeance. The girl that her throat got cut or bombed or something, so she can't talk. She's mute, but she's menacing. She's a little bit scary. I'd put her 7th on the list. 8. Now this is where you're getting to like 8. I would guess I'd put Colonel Stewart. I would lump together Colonel Stewart, Major Grant, and the General Esperanza from Die Hard 2. I put them all at 8. Because that movie, it doesn't have the heart or personality or originality of the other movies, in my opinion. It's still a good John McClane tale. He fucking rocks it. But the things around him are kind of like, eh. I'll watch it because I also like Fred Dalton Thomas in that as the airport controller. The bits with Carmine are funny, although stupid. I like the movie, but it's not a good movie. If it wasn't a Die Hard movie, or just a movie with the same exact situation and characters or whatever, I wouldn't. I'd be like, it's on TV. I guess I'll turn it on. The other 3, I'm like, yeah, let's watch that. Die Hard 2's like, it's on. I'll look for a bit. Oh, #9. Live Free or Die Hard. The French guy that could do parkour, he was cool as shit. I can't put him any higher because he's, I don't know, not really, he's just a cool acrobatic badass dude, which is pretty cool. So I'll put him 9 just because of his badassery. Like, his character was non-existent. His character motivation was like, if you kill McClane, I'll give you Mai's cut, But he was badass. And then 10, if I have to put them on the list, anything from Die Hard 5. Actually, I'll put every other villain henchman from every other movie. The first 4 movies at 10, and #11 can be Die Hard 5. The movie can be the fucking villain. I don't care. Fuck that movie. So my list again: Hans Gruber, Simon, Thomas Gabriel, Mai, Carl, Theo. Who did I put at 7? The girl from Die Hard with a Vengeance. 8. The main trio of villains from Die Hard 2. 9. Badass parkour dude. I can't think of his name, from Die Hard 4. And 10. Every other henchman in the first 4. 11. Die Hard 5. Jai Courtney can be the villain. I don't care about that movie. So anyway, I don't feel like I think Screen Rant, I don't know if this person was a real Die Hard fan that made this. Or maybe they're an original fan, because I grew up after the first 3 were already out. Live Free or Die Hard was the first one that I got to see live. Or, I got to see when it came out, I mean. So maybe this person grew up in the 80s and was like, my movies are better. I'm not sure, but I don't like their list. Anyway, I'm curious what other Die Hard fans think, how they would rank these movies, because I'm curious. Maybe this person's right and I'm full of shit. Let me know. Until next time, may you live forever or die in the attempt.